The importance of school breakfast, health risks at the beach, and test tube meat. Is that in our future? For March 14, 2012, this is Food News Today. Good morning. Food News Today is sponsored by ConAgra Foods, who shares with me the desire to provide the most current, interesting, and unbiased food news. Today, well, it's National Potato Chip Day, and in 1794, Eli Whitney patented the cotton gin. I can't believe this one. Okay, now in 1958, Tequila by the Champs was the #1 on the charts. National School Breakfast Week was March 5th through 9th, but now, since it's passed, it's a great time to celebrate the school breakfast program, which serves well-balanced, healthy meals to more than 11 million children every school day. Earlier this week, I interviewed Dora Rivas, the Executive Director, Food and Child Nutrition Services from the Dallas Independent School District, and the past president of the School Nutrition Association. Here's what she told me.
There's no question, if we look at the data, that kids who have a breakfast before school learn better. Am I right, Dora?
That's correct. We all know the benefits of breakfast, but specifically, kids need it for growth and development, and they can learn better. In Dallas, when I talk to the teachers, they, from experience and observing the children, see that the kids have better focus, they behave better, there's less trips to the nurse whenever they do start out with a good breakfast in the morning.
What can we do to help?
Very often children are rushed in the morning. They don't have time to eat a complete breakfast. They might grab a juice, grab a quick
Snickers bar,
a muffin, whatever, but it's not a complete breakfast. And I think that's the great benefit of a school breakfast program, because it includes grain bread, a milk, a protein. All of those combinations, those nutrients that provide carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, help the student make it through the morning until lunch.
Now, Dora, what are the biggest challenges all the folks around the country who are doing what you're doing in schools?
Finding healthy items that also children enjoy. You talk to most directors, and that's an ongoing challenge for us, because when children come to school, they already come with their personal food preferences or what their moms make at home. Many school kitchens don't have all of the equipment that they need. Maybe the lunch schedules are short. All of those are challenges that we have.
Studies show that eating breakfast can improve students' test scores, their attendance, and their behavior. And the USDA research found that children who eat school breakfast consume more fruits and milk than those who do not eat breakfast at school. Next up, our environmental segment, where we'll hear from Rebecca about health risks at the beach.
At the end of last month, Lisa Jackson, the head of the EPA, announced the agency's support for the Obama administration's plan to eliminate federal funding for health testing at beaches nationwide. These cuts, totaling roughly $9.9 million, come at a time of growing concern regarding the potential health risks from a day at the beach. Of the $740,000 spent this year in Florida, $542,000 comes from the federal government, according to the Florida Department of Health. Jackson called these cuts one of the tough choices in the agency's new budget, adding, "This is simply the federal government saying that this is really a state or federal function." The health risks at our nation's beaches is by no means decreasing. An EPA study released this January found elevated bacteria concentrations in beach sand, which means an increased risk of gastrointestinal illness. It appears that even necessary environmental health protections are at risk of being cut in this time of fiscal austerity.
Thanks, Rebecca. The federal budget cuts to water testing programs may actually place the health of beachgoers at risk. Yikes! Well, here's another topic that'll make you say yikes again. Meat from a test tube. The world's first test tube meat is in the works. A hamburger that was made from a cow's stem cells. It's in the planning stages to be produced this fall. Dutch scientist and chairman of physiology at the university in Netherlands, Mark Post, revealed his plans at a major science conference recently. His goal? To invent an efficient way to produce skeletal muscle tissue, aka steak, in a laboratory that exactly mimics meat, and hopes to eventually replace the entire meat animal industry, an industry with huge environmental costs. Conventional meat and dairy production requires more land, water, plants, and disposal of waste products than almost all other human foods, according to Post. The global demand for meat is expected to rise by 60% by the year 2050, according to the scientist Nicholas Genovese, who organized the Next Agricultural Revolution Symposium. The majority of Earth's pasture lands are already in use, so conventional livestock producers can only meet the booming demand by further expansion into nature. The result would be lost biodiversity, more greenhouse and other gases, and an increase in disease. Now, that doesn't sound too good. In 2010, a report by the United Nations Environment Program called for global vegetarian diets. And in my predictions, due to health and price reasons, I believe that consumers are going to start getting more comfortable with replacing animal proteins with vegetable sources. I'm not sure about that test tube meat just yet. And so far, no companies in the meat industry have expressed any interest. Let me know what's on your food mind. Would you try the so-called test tube meat? I wouldn't. And remember to log on to foodnewstoday.com anytime to access our archives and to replay this episode as well as our other ones. Thanks for watching.